A 1, a 2, a 1.
Generation is full of masculine women because men aren't men anymore. Women are constantly in grind mode. Women are constantly doing everything on their own. Women cannot depend on men for anything. Her being in her masculine energy is a defense mechanism, because if she doesn't do it, no one else is going to. And the last thing she wants is another man wasting her energy and taking more from her. Not every woman has to be put in this box of cook me dinner, make me babies, keep quiet. Some of us were born to run the world.
Yep, okay. I wish you the best of luck with that. Well, not really, because it's already failing. All of it is. Guys, we talk a lot about how the feminist movement is a lost cause, and how its fall is inevitable. And by God, it seems that it's already starting to collapse in itself like a dying star. It's important to focus on the negatives in this situation because none of us want to see the civilization men built suffering. But it's also important not to take all of this too seriously now that we're out of the crossfire. The chicks in these clips are panicking more than celebrating these days because the party boat they made, along with everything else, is beginning to capsize. Women are hitting the wall en masse, wondering where all the good men have gone, and even young women are starting to admit that they didn't, quote, opt out of the dating pool, but rather they just couldn't seem to find anything on the market for sale. They're asking the questions, and we got the answers. Before we go further into the video, let me share the comment of the day. Shout out to Big Sarge, who shared, "Remember guys, a guy can treat a girl like a queen and maybe get treated like a king, but a woman that treats her man like a king will always be treated like a queen." I like that. Thank you for sharing that. So don't forget to reach out to my email to claim your $5. As always guys, I'll pick one comment from each video. Could be the funniest one, the most liked, or just one that stuck out to me. So don't forget to leave a comment and you could be our very next winner tomorrow. So be sure to hit that like and sub button too, as that helps out a ton. And also guys, we got a backup channel now linked in the description. I'll be posting similar stuff there too, so subscribe to that just in case. Link is right below. Now back to the video.
Embrace your masculinity.
When you're dealing with women who are like, oh, you got it, let's spin it. These are broke women. I hate broke women. Broke women disgust me. And you can hear it in their thinking, and you can see it in the limitations of their imagination. You know that they will never add to your growth as a man. I can tell you so many stories of broke broads and how they think and behave. Is really very disgusting. And broke is a mentality. It's not necessarily a financial situation. It's an attitude. It's a view. And it's unfortunately quite common. We got so much to say.
I have OnlyFans.
This here's the cold hard truth. I gotta give it to you. So don't tear up.
Oh God, are you gonna? I already know where it's going.
The type of men that you want won't want you, because it's different types of top tier men. You got men that make money, but they're simpish in the mind. And those men you could run laps around and they don't truly know their value, so you're not really going to respect them long term.
Yeah, don't want that.
They may attract you by pulling up in a nice whip. They may attract you by, maybe saying the right thing at the right moment, or you just may smell the money on them. Long term ain't going to work because they beta in the mind. So you got those type of males. They don't understand their value. But the men that actually understand their value and understand women, right? These men look for certain types of characteristic traits in a woman. They look for a virtuous woman. And the OnlyFans would disqualify you from a huge majority of those men.
I go to church. I read the Bible. I pray to God. Listen, I have a conversation with God every day. He knows why I'm doing
it. You still throw the OnlyFans up there like, oh, God, my booty.
Well.
If you're a woman, just because you have some money, that doesn't mean you're not broke. Truer words have never been spoken. And the reason for this is that currency itself is a masculine item. It represents institutional value and security. For women, their currency can't be found in green notes or jewelry. After all, that's not what men value, and they're the ones who create the systems that assign said value. In the West, and I'm sorry to say in some parts of the East, most of the women using this definition are extremely broke. None of the doors are opening in the way they imagined they would if they abandoned their identity and principles. So now women like Amanda Claypool here write things like, "Dear feminists, we're the problem," in an effort to understand why. Well, let's see if we can help them clear the air a bit.
Here we go.
Amanda starts the story by talking about her traditional upbringing. Blah, blah, blah. Didn't want to be in the kitchen, blah, blah, blah. Gender norms, blah, blah, blah. And then she writes about how the political message wasn't the thing that roped her into the feminist movement to begin with, but that she didn't match the drive of men in the workforce, felt it was unfair, and then marched with the other chicks, leading to the eventual discovery. I wanted the same opportunity as men to contribute to the world and be respected for it. I became a feminist because I thought it would help me achieve that goal. But the professional version of feminism that I signed up for no longer exists. And to be honest, maybe it never actually did. At least the patriarchy acknowledges my womanhood, even if it's from a position of inferiority. Feminism, in reality, is on a mission to make women equal to men and erase us entirely.
Getting warmer.
Feminism isn't the answer. I will argue that we need to celebrate the things that make women unique rather than striving to recreate ourselves in the likeness of men.
So far, so good.
Equality isn't so much about elevating the status of women, it's about making them identical to men. In doing so, it eliminates the unique properties that make women women. It devalues them and assumes women should be the same as men rather than striving to be better than them. The absence of equality does not mean women are inherently inferior. It just means women are different. But that's not how feminism interprets their differences. Instead, feminism tells women that if they aren't equal, they must be inferior. Women are cast into the role of victims, conveniently blaming the patriarchy for all of their problems.
You're gonna end up fucking homeless in the streets. I don't know what the fuck's gonna happen to you. Good luck with your $23 an hour.
Thank you.
Shut the fuck up.
Why?
You're still gonna be broke. Okay?
So nice.
They can talk to me. You can't talk to me. I'm sure they have a lot of money.
Okay, then why are you trashing them? You're on their podcast. You're in their chair. You're in their property.
Well, I mean,
humble yourself. Humble yourself.
I don't have a lot of money,
Humble yourself, babe.
Okay, well, do you know what? It doesn't matter.
but I'm still not a toot.
Okay, whatever. I don't.
I
At that
just
point,
want to
whatever.
point that out.
At that point, whatever. It doesn't matter.
But the pursuit of equality is more problematic than that. It doesn't just turn women into helpless victims chasing a meager dollar. It tells women to repress the things that make them unique. Instead of celebrating womanhood and all the privileges that come with it, feminist women are conditioned to hate their own gender. Instead of celebrating these unique roles, feminism demonizes them. Young men have read the room. They are not to create families or strive to provide for them because women can just do everything by themselves. Meanwhile, ambitious young women are told that motherhood is a scarlet letter that will stain their careers.
Very close.
Feminism isn't about equality, it's about erasing the dividing line between men and women. It disrupts the biological roles men and women are supposed to play to prevent our species from going extinct. Equality doesn't liberate women, it imprisons them. You know what, guys? I normally say that women only get halfway there, but this one got about 80% there. I'm shocked, and I don't say that often. Holy shit. But like I said at the start here, folks, Amanda isn't responsible for this decline or shift. None of the women are. If men didn't start to walk away, we wouldn't be seeing rare signs of regret. A rising number of cracks is the faulty feminist machine. Amanda is doing what a lot of women are doing. Looking around, asking why all the men have left the stage to play somewhere else, and so finally, she started to make a series of concessions. And so I'm going to do a man guide first here and throw a bone her way. Amanda, men never outright said that women are inferior. However, they are secondary. There's an age-old divine chain of command when it comes to humanity, and challenging that always leads to serious problems. We have never been equal. This part is true. And I'll even go as far to say that the role of women in society is valuable within the boundaries of femininity. Yet, you all lost your way. So even when you start to make even a little bit of sense, we still have decades of this ringing in our heads.
So Layla, have you got any shallow icks?
When he flies economy.
Pardon?
I need a rich man.
She needs to go Dubai and get one of them uncles over there to pee on her.
Or if
Do you know how much business class is?
I am not settling for anything less than 6 or 7 figures.
This is a fucking joke.
I'd prefer the private jet if possible.
Are you being dead serious?
Well, I have a chihuahua and he's my life. He's my whole world.
You think your chihuahua's going on holiday with me? Yeah, you're not gonna get me mad right now.
I have high standards.
There's no chance.
Not necessarily you, but I'm bringing him with me where I go.
I'll kick that little shit. She's doing my head in with her chihuahua. She thinks she's Paris Hilton.
He's only vexed because he's broke, let's be real.
If he's flying economy, that's an ick.
Imagine him in that Ryanair chair, all crumpled up, because there's no leg room. Ryanair
don't have. They don't have thing though.
Yeah, so we just get the jet.
Private jet.
I don't do Ryanair, okay?
Well, if you're annoying
The thing
me,
is,
right?
I could get the jet, but it's like whether you.
You can pay for a jet right now.
But it's whether you can keep.
You can pay
I
for a
want
jet
a
right
man
now.
that can keep up with
You can
me.
pay for a jet right now.
Should we go?
You know she ain't been on a private jet. She's going on Boeing 111. You can pay for a private jet.
It's not as much as you think.
Why would I go and spend 10K?
But maybe you
of
just
my
don't have
money?
enough money then.
Yeah, I don't have enough money.
He's definitely broke.
Have you ever gone on a
Not my
private
own- not, I've not spent my own money on it, no.
Oh, but you've been on a private jet.
I have, yeah.
Look at her. She's a gold digger. I can see right.
And you know what? The only men that call a woman a gold digger are the ones that can't afford her anyway.
Oh,
it's annoying as fuck.
When you say that the rational brain, the reasonable brain, should be rejected in lieu of the emotional mind, and that you focus on that emotional mind because it makes you happy. This is the equivalency to me of pure hedonism. My problem comes in when emotion becomes collectivized, especially in women, and that creates some sort of like power move, and then that begins to sway society or move society in a way which causes significant problems. For instance, the inequality in the courts between men and women when it comes to women initiating most divorces, and the reasoning that they put behind initiating most of the divorces has nothing to do with the fact that they were being cheated on, but that they have irreconcilable differences. In other words, they don't feel those butterflies anymore. Now we have kids brought in the equation in these relationships, and then what ends up happening is mommy, because she doesn't feel the butterflies anymore, leaves dad for Chuck down the road who gives her the butterflies.
And this is the key next step, Amanda, the one I'm not seeing from you or any other woman publishing this material. In order to bring back the status quo that works, you need to surrender all the things women did not rightfully earn without government handouts or systematic corruption. If you're capable of understanding that women have never been capable of masculine goals, then there will finally be a chance for restoration. But I'm still not seeing it here. You have to do better than that. The pursuit of equality turns existence into a competition. Women who believe they're coming from a place of inferiority wind up competing with men for supremacy. They think men are dominant because they are an extension of the patriarchy, the omnipresent enemy of women. Men aren't dominant because of the patriarchy. Men are biologically wired to provide and protect. When women challenge this, they not only undermine their womanhood, they call into question what it means to be a man too.
Okay. I'll bite.
Emasculation is a byproduct of feminism. When women aspire to become equal to men, they must also accept the roles and responsibilities of men. According to feminism, everything is a construct. It completely dismisses the biological and evolutionary laws of nature that govern us. Men didn't randomly wake up one morning and decide to suppress women. Millions of years of evolution encoded them with a disposition towards dominance. They are responsible for protecting women because women have the ability to reproduce. Without women, the next generation can't be born. Failure to procreate leads us down an inevitable road of extinction. It's that simple.
So close.
The social constructs around protection obfuscate the true necessity of it. It's not just women who rely on men, our society needs them too. It's men who typically run into burning buildings, chase armed robbers, and go off to war. They are the protectors of entire communities, not just their respective households.
That's a bingo.
In an effort to become equal, women have diminished the role of men in society. This changes the dynamic of safety. Women who aspire to be equal to men must also be willing to shoulder the burdens and responsibilities men bear to protect women and their communities. Sure, a woman can play the role of a man, but that doesn't necessarily mean she should.
Damn it!
Come on, Amanda. I knew it was too good to be true. You went from 80% to about a solid 40% in the span of one sloppy paragraph. What the hell, man? You outlined the role of masculinity and its values, only to fall into the feminist trap again by claiming that women can perform the same tasks. That's like saying that dolphins aren't capable of working on an assembly line, but if we somehow grafted human hands onto them and gave them a lesson plan, we'd have a new workforce demographic. The fact of the matter is that women have not and never will be able to fill the void. That's the whole reason you felt compelled to write this article, and you still are so brainwashed that you can't see beyond the conditioning. You went from a possible silver lining to pretty much of this.
I feel like if you're dating someone, like the past shouldn't matter.
So let me ask you a question, just a quick question. If a man has a history of domestic, does his past matter?
Yeah.
Okay, then. Is there anything else you wanted to add to that?
But I'm saying, like, I wouldn't go digging into his, like, ex-relationships, like,
Wait, I'm sorry. If you were told by a friend of yours that a man you were dating had a history of domestic You wouldn't go digging, really?
I actually got told a lot about my current boyfriend. Like, people came up to me and were telling me things about him when we went out. And from seeing his character, like, I knew that that was just bull.
Okay, you didn't go poking around, though?
I didn't need to, because I didn't care about what was happening previously.
What if you were told that he had a history of kid diddling? Would you go poking around then, since you have a daughter at home?
I use my discernment on. That's why he's the first person that ever met my daughter.
Do you think that they're just going to announce themselves and all their creepy vibes are just going to come out at once? Okay, well, let me just ask this very simply then. Would you allow somebody who had ever diddled a kid around your daughter?
Obviously not.
Well, then I guess their history matters, doesn't it?
The feminist movement is one of the biggest reasons for the divorce rate, because women have become so masculine. Woman gets in her masculine energy. A lot of times she'll be disrespectful to her husband. And men don't do well with disrespect. There's surveys that say that 80% of men say they would rather be alone and unloved than to be disrespected. And see, the feminist movement has taken it so far over the years to, it's not just equal rights anymore. Now it's men are being diminished and devalued and demoralized. What do we need men for? We don't need men. We can buy our own cars and we can vote. We can make our own money, run our own businesses. We can even have babies without men. And that makes men feel awful. A man doesn't feel he has anything to contribute to that woman's life. He's got to move on down the road.
Damn it, Amanda. You were so close. Damn. I'd move further through the article, but I'm gonna save everyone precious time by saying that it really just fell into the same trap many of these so-called reformed feminists do. She talked extensively about how feminists are almost solely responsible for low fertility rates and that they're a primary driver for suffering, along with the many setbacks we talk about on this channel. But, once again, she fell short and refused to give up on the fact that if things are ever to return to normal, women have to be conventionally feminine in the way they were in the past. This is what I've been saying for a while now. Men do not and cannot compromise. It's the very thing that got us in this mess to begin with. Amanda, ladies, you do need men for all the things you are incapable of. And that's a lot. Men are wired to do these things because if we didn't, the whole world would collapse in less than 72 hours. It's not a matter of how. If men disappear tomorrow, it's simply a matter of when.
A lot of the women who have been on the show say things like, my money's good. Like, I'm earning well. I'm an independent woman. I'm like, all right, cool. What kind of man you want? They're like, he needs to be a provider. Like, whoa, hold on. Like, what do you mean by a provider? Like, he needs to have money. He needs to give me money. He needs to provide. Whoa. If you have money, why does he need to provide? She didn't say he needs to be wealthy or he needs to be accomplished. That's a different thing. Because sometimes that's just a reflection of your merit as a man. But when you got to provide, which means you got to drop some coins in the pot, well, that make me think, baby, you ain't got no coins in your pot.
You know what's crazy?
What's crazy?
Though they have all these accolades, the realism of it all is they know the truth. They know the truth. They couldn't buy the happiness. No matter how hard they went to work, no matter how many degrees they got, they can never buy the happiness. It's not a thing you can get on receipt.
Is that true? You don't worry about things? No, because it doesn't do any good. The thing is, let's say you worry about a problem. So here you are worrying and all this stuff. All of a sudden the problem's solved. All that anguish for nothing. You know, the thing is, worry doesn't solve the problem, and it actually hinders the problem. What you've got to do is try to find ways of solving that solution, or that problem, finding a solution for the problem. And if you do, then you don't have time to worry about it. You find formulas, you find things that will help you work toward what you want.
And the formula that worked for centuries, the one that has given these women the safety to discuss any of this, or to have the freedom to discuss it, is masculinity. Guys, on one end, I do see these article tone shifts as a sign that even the women realize the mechanism they tried to make is failing. It took a hot minute, but it is happening. Until then, keep walking away with your standards intact, because for us, time and patience is a weapon. Don't carry it lightly. And if you made it to the end of this video, I want to say I appreciate you. So don't forget to hit that like button, drop a comment to have a chance to win, and hit that subscribe button for daily videos. And if you could take a quick sec to subscribe to the second channel, Man Guide Reacts, link is down below in the description, so we can be sure that our message will keep on reaching the new men out there. I appreciate all the support, y'all.